Hooray!
Ladies and gentlemen,
You like me, you really...
Danielle Willis. I love you, honey. You know.
Danielle Willis, ladies and gentlemen. Formerly Danielle Hell, punk rock priestess.
Yeah, right. Okay, unlike some computer nerds... Nerd. I was unable to finish this first piece because of computer problems, because I'm not a nerd. So, I'm a Luddite, and I'm proud to be one. Anyway, and I'm a kidnapper as well. I kidnapped an innocent man tonight and made him come to this reading, so hopefully he'll enjoy himself. Anyway, all because he said the word Tesla. Anyway, so I'm not, okay, I'm a nerd too, all right, so what? Okay, so this is like part of something. I know some other lady had written part of something, so this is part of something. This is kind of like what I've been going through. And then I'm gonna like, you know, embarrass the hell out of Sherilyn and read what I wrote for her last night. And show you my human side. Okay. When one spends $800 on permanent steel-backed porcelain fangs and drinks other people's blood on a regular basis, certain questions tend to arise that, however annoying and repetitive, are quite understandable. These questions generally fall into one of four basic categories. The first one being, hey, are you a vampire? Usually the asker is a stoned, horny guy whose next request is almost invariably to let me touch one of them and see how sharp they are, after which, depending on how cute and inebriated said individual is, I'll offer to let him try them out for real, promising not to break the skin, just send a little shiver down his spine. They're for sex, not blood drawing. If I wanted to drink your blood, I'd use a phlebotomy needle. You drink blood? Duh. If he's still into it at that point, I give him a medium hard one just below the ear. Mutual feels are copped, and afterwards he generally runs up to his gawking friends and brags about how the hot vampire chick just totally bit him. What else are you gonna do to amuse yourself in the parking lot of a fucking NA meeting and fucking Burlingame in those precious few moments before they load you back into the special bus back to Elm's house? Oh yeah, if any of you are wondering why I seem unusually coherent tonight, it's because I just went through rehab. I'm such a movie star. I'm just like, oh, it's so cool for being in rehab. Rehab sucked. Anyway, oh yeah, if any of you are wondering why, see, I'm so incoherent, see. Well, actually 3 rehabs if you want to be picky about it. I just, sorry. Well, actually 3 rehabs if you want to be picky about it, seeing as I sort of got kicked out of the first 2. I guess you can probably infer from that statement some of the other ways I devised to alleviate the crushing tedium of recovery. But seriously, people, who among you can blame a girl for shooting a little smack after being forced to sculpt an interpretation of the underlying cause of her addiction out of modeling clay? Can any of you think of a reason not to shoot up after doing that? Even those of you who don't shoot up would shoot up if you did that. You would go out and smoke crack or do something because you would have to obliterate your mind. All right. Gee, gosh. Oh, and we made wind catchers. And, oh, and we also had to make little dolls of ourselves and, like, you know, and put, like, little, like, symbols on them for, like, you know, what we wanted for our recovery. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, man. And anyway, okay, I'm just diverging here because I didn't get to write all this because of some nerd's computer. Anyway, let's see. And I'm, okay. Who can blame a girl for shooting a little smack? And I'm going to have to say that again, smack, because we're in the mission. After being forced to sculpt an interpretation of the underlying cause of her addiction out of modeling clay. And I'm not even going to get into the whole Sunday night healing circle atrocity, except to mention in passing that it ended with a forced group dancing of the hokey pokey. Oh. I imagine it was intended to lighten the mood after all the heavy shit we processed in Healing Circle. But if I dwell on it for another second, I'm going to walk off this stage and work really hard on giving myself a permanent chemical lobotomy. And then I sort of go on about, then it gets back into like how I got caught with the needle and I was able to get away with it for a couple days because I'm like, dude, I drink blood. I explained to you that was part of my religion. I need to have this as a religious artifact. And like, I actually was able to fucking make them buy it for 3 days. But it says, speaking of lobotomies, I'm pretty sure that a few of the Elms counselors had undergone some form of psychosurgery because when they finally caught me with the needle in my possession, I was able to stay my expulsion for 3 whole days, and then some nerd's computer crashed my program. So anyway, basically I'm out of rehab and I'm like coherent, and so I'm back. But I'm rational recovery, not 12 steps. So there, I'm different.